All right, I just want to take a moment to contrast the differences between the walk of laminations and the walk of internal corrosion. This has to do with the way indications walk on the screen, and actually pretty much everything we do, we figure out what we have by the way the indications walk on the screen, much more so than a static frozen screen. When we're moving the probe and we're watching the signals walk on the screen, we interpret a lot out of the way signals walk on the screen. For example, in contrasting laminations and internal corrosion, let's say we had a pipe wall, OD and ID, and there's a lamination in the center, and you had your straight beam probe on there. When you're not on the lamination, you'll have a full thickness on there. But as you walk onto the lamination, your signal will change from being full thickness to half thickness. So on your screen, like if that was right now I happen to have a 200,000ths step clamped onto the wedge. If that's your back wall, and if you went across the lamination, it would just, as that signal came louder, the lamination would come up and the back wall would go down. Now, actually the lamination itself could have a second back wall, which might appear at the same place as the original back reflection. So it might look something more like this, where this one doesn't come all the way down, and this one is actually now the second back reflection of the lamination. So with the lamination, your walk is basically like this on your screen, whereas if you take your probe and walk it over internal corrosion, your back wall gradually gets closer and closer to the left as you move in. So the signal will move to the left. And usually when you get on corrosion, this sloping surface is not as reflective because it's not perpendicular to the sound. So you lose some amplitude. So frequently what you'll see is a loss of amplitude, and it will walk itself to the left. So let's try and do that. And I don't have an actual lamination, so I'm going to simulate the lamination by going from the 200,000ths step on the step wedge to the 100,000ths step, which is half as thick. So there's our 200,000th step, and as we walk our way into the 100, that one just comes up right in front of it. One goes down and the other one comes up. I'm going to turn the crosstalk barrier in that direction. And that's typical of a lamination. They just swap the positions with each other. All right, and then for internal corrosion, I ground in some internal metal loss in this pipe. And when we walk into that corrosion, the signal moves to the left. There's a loss of amplitude, and the signal actually walks to the left. As you walk into the corrosion, you can see that signal move to the left. And there's also a loss of amplitude because the sides of the corrosion usually are not as reflective. All right, thanks a lot.